One of the biggest stumbling blocks and issues in the workplace is neurodiversity and communication. It's one of the biggest challenges that we face every day, and that is our different communication styles. And that goes for everybody, right? Whether it's at home or at work or in social situations, communicating can feel like walking a tightrope, especially when our brains are wired differently. But you might wonder, why is it like this? Well, science tells us that neurodivergent brains are uniquely wired. That means that we process, we interpret, and we express information in ways that differ from the neurotypical norms. For example, someone with ADHD might communicate with a high level of energy and urgency. They might miss words and sentences and be very excitable, while an autistic person might take a more thoughtful, detail-orientated approach to communication. Both are valuable, but sometimes they can clash because society has often programmed us to view only one communication style as the correct or the normal way to communicate, which can leave us feeling misunderstood or even that there's something wrong with us, or leave the other person to think that there is something wrong with the person who communicates differently. But here's the truth. There is nothing wrong with you. In fact, your differently wired brain brings remarkable strengths, and I love focusing on the strengths because neurodivergent thinkers are more creative, more resilient, and we're able to approach problems from perspectives that other people might miss. So this diversity in thinking is what drives innovation, and it enriches relationships and teams. However, navigating a world which is built around one kind of brain, one kind of thinking, one kind of communication can be exhausting. So I'm going to give you 2 tips today to help bridge those communication gaps and to bring out the best in yourself and in your relationships. Tip number 1. Clarify and contextualize. So when communicating, try to be clear about what you need, specific, and why you need it. For example, if you need extra time to process information, or if you prefer written instructions, just let people know. Share with them why it's helpful, because this adds context and it builds understanding of your needs. In the same token, when communicating with a neurodivergent individual, provide them with additional context, meaning, and why behind why you require a task to be completed, for instance. Tip number 2 is to take pauses. So if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, especially in a conversation, and especially if that conversation is moving fast and in many different directions, it's okay to ask for a moment to gather your thoughts. Because pausing not only helps you respond more effectively, but can also encourage others to slow down. Creating a space that's more inclusive of different communication styles means that everybody wins. And remember, your brain is beautifully unique, and while communication may feel challenging at times, you do have the power to bridge gaps and to celebrate the strength in your neurodiversity.